Hello, my amazing creator beings. Are you blocking your own power? Today, we're going to do a reading where we discover what beliefs might be hidden within your subconscious that could be sabotaging your confidence. It's time to stop settling. Let's see what's holding you back from your inherent value, worth, and confidence, and let's break free. Okay, let's get into this reading, creators. Our very first position here, we're going to look at what's in the shadows, and it popped right out, the Temperance card. Okay, so we have a little bit of Sagittarius energy. Patience might be a struggle for us. We're going to look at what we need to heal, and it's coming out as the Three of Pentacles. Some sort of fear, hesitation about working with others or finding support in our community. Let's look at self-love. What do we need to know? The Eight of Pentacles. We've got some work to do in the category of self-love as well. Okay, I'm getting a very steady theme unfolding here. Very interesting. Now let's look at personal power. What do we as creators need to know about our personal power? How strong we are, the Strength card. Just looking at these four cards, creators, we have a couple major arcana cards, and the first one out is the Temperance card. Again, this is Sagittarius energy. This is what's going on in our shadows. It appears that, yes, we are doing some sort of work with our subconscious, and we're trying to bridge the gap or the break, heal the block between who we know we can be and who we truly are demonstrating ourselves as right now. Remember, today's reading is about building up that self-confidence. It's about our worth, our empowerment. We really want to show up. In order to do that, there's parts of ourselves that need to come into a place of wholeness. So this is a little magic we got to work here within ourselves. Now, what we need to heal, there's some reservation coming up here about maybe collaborations or working with other people. Maybe we're afraid to be a beginner. If you're looking at this card closely, you can see the elderly wizard in the background, the one with all the wisdom and knowledge already. And we have two younger wizards in the foreground here that are looking over notes, maybe studying under that wizard's guidance. Some of you are healing possibly even relationships to how you were taught in the past and what you need to learn moving forward. And yet others of you are trying to bridge the gap between being a beginner and being experienced. But the only way to get the experience is to go out and do it. This possible fear of being a beginner, of being a noob, as the kids call it, a newbie, a noob, that is something that we need to look to healing, because it may be blocking our relationships with others in our careers and in our pursuits. And so we might be missing something because maybe we don't trust other people very much. And so it's hard to attract in the right partnerships for helping us increase our confidence when we don't trust or we're too afraid to be a beginner at something. Now, we've got in the category of self-love, we've got the Eight of Pentacles. This is very practical work on the self. When it comes to loving ourselves, this is something that you are showing me has been something you have to work on. These are timeless readings. So as I'm looking into the energy of your greater being, I'm picking up the elements of this from childhood on, okay? So there may have been something that interfered with your ability to love and care for yourself when you were young. Perhaps your energy moved toward one of your parents, or perhaps you were responsible for younger siblings, or perhaps you were just forced to grow up too fast. And there wasn't a lot of space made for you to just care for yourself, to be in your own creative flow, to be able to create something unique, even though you had the inspiration and you had the spark. So we're going to get some clarifiers to help us out with this. I really love this Strength card in our place of personal power. She has tamed the dragon here. This is a taming of the consciousness. When I see dragons in my readings, I really relate them to our consciousness. And this feels like a very successful taming of a certain element of the conscious or subconscious in a way that really puts you in a more more fortified position with what you want to do and how you want to grow. When we talk about these concepts of self-worth, confidence, esteem, and healing, they're concepts. As this is a timeless reading and I'm reading for many of you, you have to let come to the surface the things that are specific to you, all right? So I'm going to get in and get some themes, and then whatever is coming into your mind specifically about, oh, that might be related to so-and-so, maybe you have a memory arise during the reading, you want to write that down. You want to give yourself a voice note on that. You definitely want to pay attention to that because that's the benefit of this kind of a reading. So if you're enjoying this so far, please go ahead and put a like on the video. And if you have comments, I would love to hear about those. That really helps my channel growth, and that really helps us reach more like-minded and like-hearted creators that we can readily collaborate with. Ooh, we do have some healing to do, y'all. We have some healing to do, but it looks like we're doing it. It might take some time. That's okay. All right, we're using the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck. I love this as a deck to clarify or to use as my base cards. It's just so enriched with the energy of the tarot, and then we can bring in fun, more illustrative, modern decks as well to complement, and I'm loving what I'm seeing here. Looking at the shadows here, ooh, yeah. We have some pain going on here with this Three of Swords hidden in the shadows, and we've got this with the Temperance card. I think a lot of you may be feeling like you were never able to achieve your goals because you were too busy dealing with trauma, with pain, with the healing process. Maybe it was your pain, or maybe it was the pain of others, but this is like every time you set your heart to something, something came and interfered with that. And this is lodged deeply in your subconscious, unconscious realm. So you've really got to do some reflection on this and possibly even meditation. The Temperance card would have us say, okay, hey, creator, what is your goal? What is your goal to up-level your self-worth and self-confidence? What would the version of you look like who has it all together? And this card, as she's holding the two cups and she's working with the energy, you're being invited to play with this energy a little bit. Maybe even try to have a little fun. Shadow work doesn't have to be grinding. Sometimes it is, and sometimes we get so focused on the pain, we forget that we can work a little magic with it. We can imagine it from a different perspective. We can begin to put ourselves in a vision and a light of where we want to be. If we are very careful about not getting too tied up in our thoughts about how that's going to unfold, the Sagittarius energy will envision the goal, and then they trust. As soon as they let go of the arrow and they shoot toward their goal, they trust that the universe will meet them. And that's what we're working on here. We're excavating some pain, some disappointment, some time spent on emotionally being present for others while denying ourselves or denying our own emotions or burying them for some reason. So we're going to acknowledge that that's true and that we have that somewhere in our shadows. For some of us, that's going to be something on the smaller end of the scale. For others, the larger end of the scale. As the Sagittarius energy reminds us, it's a fire sign. We can transform. We are invited to transform. And looking at what to heal, ooh, we've got some competition. We've got some competitive energies here, creators, that are needing to be healed. I really think this is connected to past life energies where there was a lot of, I'm getting like the word pit and pitted against one another. I'm almost getting the energy of the gladiator games. So on a masculine end of things, like being thrown in a pit with wild animals or other fighters and having to like fight your way out, like really pitted against others in survival mode, life and death kind of situations. On the feminine side here, I'm getting, for some of you, accused of being a witch, possibly possibly burned at the stake. There's definitely past life energy here related to competition that needs healing. There is some really conniving energies in your past lives that you may or may not be aware of, where you were really thwarted, you were usurped. There was a lot of underhanded kind of activity. Now, also as creators, we recognize ourselves as old souls. There were times where we misused our power. And so you have to figure out what that is for you. If you find yourself in a leadership position here, creator, I am really feeling like there may have been a misuse of power in the past that you need to forgive yourself for and ask the universe to forgive you for, because you're entering into relationships in this lifetime that are pitting you against others instead of figuring out how to work together in a respectful and powerful way. So there's definitely some group energy, collaboration energy, and getting together with others here that needs healing. And that's due to the past life energies that I am picking up strongly in this reading. Some of you may have experienced some level of this in your current life as well, especially in your younger years as you were growing up. But we're being invited here to reclaim our natural position in our creativity and really work on, with this new knowledge and wisdom that we have, as we see the elder wizard here, the new knowledge and wisdom, the many lifetimes. This is the tree of life. The many lifetimes that we have transformed ourselves over and over again, we're being asked to heal that up. So again, this might be where you might need to take a break after this video and allow yourself to just be in your body and let your body and your heart tell you what this was for you. But I'm getting a very competitive energy in the sense that it's not healthy competition, okay? Not like teamwork and competition and good sportsmanship. I'm getting life or death pitted against one another. And some of you may have felt that growing up as a child. You may have a sibling that was favorited, or maybe you were favorited over your sibling and felt guilty. There's that kind of energy coming up, as well as the inner child is speaking here. Okay, self-love. How do we love on ourselves? We love on ourselves by, first of all, putting attention on the self, here and now. The Page of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles, this is earthly energy. It brings us into the present moment. It brings us into our current lifetime, and it says to us, let's be present with what you are holding now. We're going to acknowledge that, yes, in the past, we have been through some hard stuff, life or death kind of things. But right now, I am safe and I have the ability to focus on my creativity. So I'm going to begin to nurture this. I'm going to begin to love being present in my body right here, right now, today. And this can be done through breath work. This can be done through grounding, like earthing, being outdoors. This is an invitation for you here to love yourself and honor yourself however much you can. And I really want you to go big here. I want you to go as big as you can with dedicating time for self-love and healing. That's very important, and it's very important that you stay present with it. I do get the sense that some of you may have the tendency to kind of dissociate and leave your body a little bit when it comes to being challenged with relaxing into your present energies. That's trauma that just needs to be healed from the past. I also get the sense to say to those of you who are aware of this and have been working on it, keep working on it. You're doing great. First of all, you're at the Eight of Pentacles. Look how much you've accomplished. Look how much healing. Look how much transformation. We have the little glowing eye skull there. You're working on something new. You're really focused on a green pentacle here. You're focused on your heart space. I'm getting the message to encourage you. Continue. Keep at it. Know that you have made progress even when it doesn't feel like it. Even when you still feel new to this, and even when you still feel like, oh, maybe I'm so far behind. How will I ever catch up in life when I have to heal all of this stuff? But the Page of Pentacles reminds us, listen, you're learning. Your soul is learning. If you can connect with that soul level learning and you can begin, look at all the yellow we're beginning to see in the reading in the cards here. That's that solar plexus. That's the area, the region, the energetics within the body that supports the heart. If you can begin to support what your heart wants and what you love and loving on yourself, that's what's going to move you into this position of power. And these cards are really nice here. I'm liking what I'm seeing here with the Strength card. That for me is connected to a Taurus or Leo energy. The King of Pentacles is going to represent the earth sign. So here we are again with the universe saying, hey, be present, creators. Be present within yourself. Understand your attractive abilities. Know that you have done so much good work to tame your conscious mind. You've worked your magic to excavate some of the things in the subconscious, unconscious realm. And you're now able to sit with that, to look at it, to work with it. There may have been some time in your life where you couldn't even look at it. It was so hard to do. In order for us to reach a position where we feel empowered and we feel that sense of personal power, it's about being present in the physical world right now today. So yes, we acknowledge the past life healing. Yes, we acknowledge that some of it was really super messy and it left an effect on us. It left an imprint on our soul, but it also taught us many lessons and it also made us stronger. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here right now. To be here as a soul embodied on earth right now is huge. All right. It's huge. This is such a dense playground for evolution. So for you to show up and say, I'm going to sit in my throne. I'm going to figure this out. It's going to take time. I'm going to have to be patient with myself. I'm going to have to heal a lot of the stuff from the shadows. I'm going to have to dig in, get into that subconscious, unconscious realm a little bit. But I'm here. I'm showing up and I'm going to do it. And that's the message that I'm getting from your greater being. Okay, let's jump into some oracle cards here because oracle cards have this unique way of adding the special sauce to a reading. We're going to go with the Sea Soul Journeys Oracle. I love this deck. It's so beautiful. Sea Soul Journeys Oracle by Pippa Best. Isn't that a cool name? Pippa Best. All right, let's get the highest and best message for our creators when it comes to up-leveling their self-worth and confidence. Oh, creators, realize your beauty. Look at this gorgeous card, this image. Look at the mirror effect. The beauty from the inside out. May you perceive nature's artistry afresh. Yes, and may you perceive yourself, your natural beingness, the art form that you are. May you perceive that afresh. Connection with nature, connection with water, cloud gazing, dreaming, allowing the dreamer to be reborn within you is so important. And just having that aesthetic, something that you can really enjoy. Some of you may have special corners of your home, altars or special rooms or places that you've decorated in a way that just really calls to your senses. And that's what's coming up here with this beauty card. Remembering also that the things you create externally are a representation of your internal beauty. Your internal beauty. Are you resonating with this? Can you begin to open your heart to this, creators? Let me know in the comments below how you recognize your own inner beauty and how that shines to the outside world. We're also going to get a card here from the messages from your animal spirit guides. Animals, I love them. They have such a unique way of teaching us. We're so connected to them in the physical world as well. So with all those pentacles that we got, I really feel good about this energy. Let's connect in with the highest and best messages from the animals. Ooh, we got cat, domestic cat, kitty cat. So for some of you, this could be a familiar that you're connected to. And cat tells us it's time to strike out on your own and relinquish your overdependency on others. And I would also acknowledge that it may be an overdependency on your past, an over-focus on your past rather than being in the present moment. Maybe some of you have found yourself in codependent or overdependent relationships, and that's what you're showing here that needs to heal. Maybe you need to put collaborations and working with partners and all all of that on pause while you scan your energy and make sure you're not over depending on others. Or on the flip side, that others aren't over depending on you. And I'm not talking about children here. I'm talking about other adults in your life. Are the energy exchanges appropriate? Are they appropriate? Because it's easy with past wounding to fall into something that is a dependency with another person. So we're really going to be looking at relationships. Now, if you've been watching the series, episode 1 of Up-Leveling Your Life was about relationships, and I highly encourage you to check out that video as well, because it talks about how we evolve our relationships and why that's important. Lastly, we're going to get a rune from this beautiful little set here. I've got all these staves, and this one is turning out. We got Turisas. Oh my gosh, and it just kind of went on its side and was like, pick me, pick me, pick me. Turisas is very close to my heart because it was one of the first runes that I worked with as I've been studying and intimately connecting with these symbols. Turisas means thorn, so you can kind of see it might look like a rose stem with a thorn on it, or giant. It is a rune of protection, also defense, so protecting our energies, but it can also serve as a regenerative catalyst through times of conflict and change. And I'm really feeling that past life energy that I was picking up for some of you around competition, being pitted against other people, and really maybe even having an over dependency on that kind of energy. And now you're clearing that out. Turisas is also purging and cleansing. Yay! It's a cleansing fire. All right? Think about when a thorn pricks you. It's like that immediate fire. Those of you that might get acupuncture, you know sometimes when they get into a meridian of yours and that meridian is blocked, you feel that fire coming through the acupuncture needle. That would be an area where you might be releasing such energy. That's the active force of Turisas. It's also about instinct, but I would like to look at this. So we look at it this way. It's like a line with the little triangle, but if we turn it on its side here, it's our mountain creators. And I use mountains a lot in Creators on the crest of the mountain. Turisas offers us a unique opportunity to be in a higher position, to have a vantage point that looks over our past, that is able to see the shadows. The shadows are cast as the sun rises over and passes around the mountain, right? Think about the shadows that happen. Think about how nature's shadows can teach you. This is about protecting ourselves, and we protect ourselves. We protect our confidence and our self-worth by loving ourselves and spending time in activities that are full of love and are leading us to more and more personal power and empowerment. This is not what to think, it's how to think. Turisas reminds us that we have this instinct which is connected to our will force, and we need to be able to follow that. We need to be able to hear the voice from deep within. And when we look at our reading today and we look at these pentacles, the universe is asking us to be very, very present in these energies. Wow, creators, what a powerful reading it's been for up-leveling your self-confidence and worth. Thank you so much for joining. Smash that like button, put a comment down below, check the description because I have lots of good information in there, as well as how you can connect with me for a personal in-depth reading via Zoom. If you're interested in that, keep an eye on the channel. I do a lot of lives that I'd love to see you at. And stay tuned because we are doing a whole 7-part series on up-leveling your life. It would be really interesting to listen to each one and journal or take notes about it for yourself. And then at the end, kind of assess where you are. And maybe in some of my lives after the series is over, we can talk about it a little bit. So I'd love to see you back on the channel. And thank you for being here and for creating the life of your dreams that is in alignment with your inner beauty, that has good balance in your relationships. And I will see you next time.